Very good morning to all my subscribers, my viewers, the obedient family, active citizens, and Nigerians. Thank you for joining me this morning. Now, I can tell you that Peter Obi has been the center of the conversation of late. I told you from the opposition party is Peter Obi, from the coalition is Peter Obi, from PDP is Peter Obi, and Peter Obi and Peter Obi everywhere. They are getting to realize that for anything that has to do with coalition and opposition, if he's not involved, it is not going to work. In fact, they are getting to see that he's the only challenger that can actually stand toe-to-toe in 2027 with Bola Ahmed Tinubu, owing to the fact that PDP is already at the verge of losing almost all its powerful members. We see the defection that is actually going on. Now, the governor of Akwa Ibom State have said he's leaving the PDP and he's joining the APC. In fact, he went further to threaten that any of his commissioners or anybody that is working with him in his government that refuses to actually defect to the APC should just quickly resign. So automatically, he is not going there alone. He's actually playing out the card of the Delta State governor that went there and packed all his people with him to the party. So the PDP is losing on all sides. But as that is going on, yesterday, day before yesterday, in that, I think it was a congress of the APC, they came out to say, oh, Tinubu is going to be the sole candidate for APC in 2027. We have endorsed him as the only candidate that will come out, and now there is serious crisis because other candidates that are planning to come out say that will never happen. I'm going to be showing you what, Shaun said, and then I'm going to be showing you that video. But before I do that, let me quickly tell you that there was serious protest in Bayelsa State. And I can tell you the police brutality is becoming one too many. A lot of people have started talking about it. It is becoming a conversation that is really making waves. And sooner than later, that whole event that played out in NSAS will soon play out again because the people are getting tired. From all sides, you see police brutality. If you don't, in Delta State, in Edo State, everywhere now, we are hearing about police brutality. And it is becoming intense. And the conversation is stirring up people. And they are saying we must resist these people again. Now, let me quickly show you what happened in Bayelsa State yesterday. And when I come back, we'll continue.
Okay, I'm out here today in front of Government House, Bayelsa State, with a group of protesters all wearing black. They have demonstrated and without missing words said clearly that the police is indeed no longer their friends, that their friends are killing them and they can no longer consider these people their friends. So I don't know. I mean, so for someone that you consider a friend, why would the person be scared of mentioning his name to you? Why would the person be scared of identifying himself to you? The vehicles they have today, they are all unmarked. Or a considerable number of them are unmarked. If you look at them, a lot of them on official duties do not have name tags on them, and they consider themselves their friends to you. Maybe you are their friends, but they are not your friends. I don't know, whichever way you put it. These people have said it without missing word that the police is no longer their friends, that their friends cannot be killing them.
You can't be my friend and kill me. You can't be my friend and shoot me. The police is not my friend. The police is not our friend. Nobody. Brutality. Cruising. Police. 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 Wana. Boa. Essia. Police.
Now you've seen it, right? This is the situation of things, and it's funny how that these guys don't learn. They don't learn. They don't learn. It's quite unfortunate. I don't even blame the policemen that are out there in the street, messing up. I blame the whole leadership. I keep saying it. When the shepherd is completely, useless, the sheep will scatter. If we look at the police as an institution from the top, you can see issues that are actually tied down to the head of the police. You can see baggages around him. So how do you expect that the others that are below will actually do right by the people, or do right by their constitution or code of conduct? Everything that is happening is right from the top down to the bottom. I said the police needs a total reform. Because even the leadership have not escaped all these, issues of minor misdeeds. Recently, we heard how they went to go and kidnap somebody that is a whistleblower on the issue of Apabio, a woman that came out and was trying to, malign Natasha. And then somebody came out and said, oh, this woman, I'm working with this woman. The woman is actually lying. See what is going on. See, she was paid to do this. And the next thing, and he said he was going to be kidnapped. And the next thing, we heard that officers came to carry him. It is only in Nigeria that somebody will expose a criminal and the police will go and arrest the person that exposed the criminal and leave the criminal to be working freely. In fact, they will go further to make sure that criminal gets a better position, compensate him, or celebrate him for being a criminal. And the more they keep doing this, the more the people are getting tired. Recently, we saw the whole, uproar in Edo State where a policeman was beaten almost to death. And then we saw the crisis that was already brewing there. And the police had to come out and make some very strong resolve so that the people will actually calm down. Now, it has erupted in Bayelsa State. Before you know, we'll hear it in Lagos. Before you know, everywhere now, there will be massive protests. And this time around, the people are tired. They are being pushed to the wall. So if the people decide to react, it might not be funny. They will join both the hunger, the frustration, and everything that is going on, and then react. Now let me dive into the other story, where we are talking about them pleading with Peter Obi, that they need to plead with Peter Obi to come back, and where they are actually strongly saying Tinubu cannot be the only candidate. There's no consensus candidate. They must actually, vote. Watch this, and when I come back, we'll wrap this up. Now the headline reads 2027, no automatic ticket for Tinubu. I'm running. APC chieftain declare. Now let's get into the details of this story. Now it reads, former presidential aspirant and chieftain of the All Progressive Congress, Charles Udogaranya, has strongly rejected the notion of an automatic ticket for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the 2027 general election, vowing to contest the presidency on the APC platform. His declaration comes in the wake of a recent APC National Summit in Abuja, where party leaders, including governors and National Assembly members, endorsed President Tinubu for a second term. In a statement personally signed and released to the press, Udogaranya criticized the endorsement, insisting that Nigeria's democracy must not be reduced to mere consensus candidacy. While I deeply and respectfully appreciate my fellow APC members at the Abuja summit, may I also respectfully inform them that this democracy, bettered by Thomas Jefferson in 1776, entrenched by Abraham Lincoln in 1863, and globally affirmed by Martin Luther King Jr. in 1963, will not fail in Nigeria come 2027, he stated. Udogaranya asserted that the economic hardship, insecurity, and nepotism plaguing Nigeria requires bold, creative, and inclusive leadership, not automatic endorsements or political coronations. There is no room for consensus in economic quagmire, no room for consensus on insecurity, no room for consensus on nepotism, and no room for leadership driven by me, I, and myself, he said. He emphasized his intention to run for the presidency promising a vision anchored on creativity, nationalism, and shared prosperity for all Nigerians. I will contest the Nigerian presidency on the APC platform to bring about a better Nigeria, one that offers hope, not hardship, opportunities, not oppression, he stated. Now, you can actually see that, right? Now, let me show you the video of where, the APC chieftains are actually calling on Peter Obi to come back, and they are actually mobilizing to go and meet him, though. Listen to Sheung.
There is a level of activities that you can blame your bully for, but there is a certain level of reoccurring, long-standing, continuous lack of creativity that you have to hold yourself responsible to. You can't have been out of government, if you like, for all of those years, forget about that. Even if you just take the 2023 episode, the president of Ashwadi Bola Ahmed Tinubu, with 22 governors in his party plus 5 extras who were working or saying they're not going to support the candidate, he pulled 8.6 million votes. The candidate of the PDP and the PDP, because we must be separating which part of that vote belongs to the party and which part of that vote any individual can lay claim to. They pulled 6.9 million votes. One of the people that was a PDP member, a Southeastern man who felt that on the balance of play, why is the Southeast being excluded? Peter Obi went on his own frolic, was able to pull or allocated 6.2 million votes. And you lose the election, you run all the way to the Supreme Court, you lose. Or at least it was adjudged that you lost. Any deep-thinking, fair-minded Nigerian who is in the political party called PDP ought to know that the greatest necessary next step is to have the conversation of how do you bring Peter back. Because you can tell that the energy that is driving him is organic. So
now, you've seen it, right? When Sheung was actually talking, what came to my mind is before PDP had their candidate in 2023, where Nigerian youth had to shut down PDP, their offices, campaign offices, were begging them and say, please, this man is you already have the backings of the youths and everybody, give it to him. Videos were littered all over that time. Youths were actually going to PDP secretariats across the country, begging that this thing be given to Peter Obi that period. What they did was to gradually frustrate him out of the party because they never believed that he was going to pull such weight. It is now they now understand that the structure is really the people. It's not about whatever political affiliation you have. You can do criminality, but if we are talking about the proper structure, is the people. Because nobody ever believed. They started with, there are only 4 people tweeting in a room. Down to, he's not going to get even 50,000 votes. Erifai even threatened that if he can even get 50,000 votes in Kaduna, let them do so and so. And then the next thing now, they had to go and commit some very wicked offenses so that he will lose, because clearly they noticed that everybody that went out, his votes were massive. So they never believed that the structure you need are the people. They never believed what was going to happen in 2023, where some of their senators lost their places, where some of their governors lost their places, because the people were resolved about putting who they wanted to sit in that position. Now they are saying, if we want to restore the party, we have to go and meet Peter Obi and beg him. In fact, they are now saying, I heard that they actually set up a reconciliation committee. And the reconciliation committee is their job is to go and reconcile the rest of the people. Medicine after death. The funny thing about it is that you have lost so much because you refuse to be a party that stands by principles, and you refuse to be a party that stands by, a belief system, a pattern, integrity, competence, character. You just became a party that, let's do it anyhow, as far as the man is dishing money for us. And that is why I told you, politics in Nigeria, we hardly get it right with this group of politicians, because 90% of them are transactional. And that is why you see all the chaos in all the opposition parties. because greedy fellows are the ones in those parties, so they will collect anything to sell their birthrights. And that is what it is. So let us not even try to make it simple. This is the case, and this is what's going on. Now, on the other side, we can see them saying there is no consensus candidate here. We will come out. That, I believe, that will become another crisis that is about to come. The APC is already in a deep shit, because automatically in the north, the APC is divided. A group are saying, okay, is it CPC? Part of the group are saying, okay, we are no more in line with what this man is doing. This is not the original, plan and the original proposal that we actually gave the Nigerian people. They are always using the Nigerian people though. And they are saying we will not vote for him. Another group of people are saying, okay, he's the only consensus candidate. Another group of people are saying, you lie. So as they are trying to infiltrate other parties, they are definitely going to have their own Waterloo at the end of the day. But if there's going to be a coalition, and if there's going to be a coalition that will stand the test of time and work, Peter Obi has to lead that coalition. It is either they put him in the forefront as the flag bearer, or they just forget about it. With the obedience, with it behind them, he get massive organic followers. So anywhere he go, where he come out, will still go all out. With what is happening of recent, you will know that the team is not his team. Nobody's relenting. People are willing to reciprocate what happened in 2023 and even do it much more better. All they are asking him is that now, in your own part, get it right. Then leave the rest for us. Let me drop it here, guys. Please drop your comments in the comment section. I'd really love to hear from you. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Turn on the notification bell so that whenever I drop a video, you'll be the first to be notified. Thank you for watching this video. Have a blessed remaining part of your day. I'll see you next time.